Morning, wherever you're watching me from. This is reaching you from Nigeria, from Abuja, Nigeria. This morning, in this live stream, we are still talking about Rivers State, where Nigerians witnessed the demolition of Rivers State House of Assembly yesterday, which is a new dimension to the supremacy battle between the governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, and the former governor of Rivers State and now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike. It is indeed a very troubling time in Rivers State and Nigerian politics. But the truth be told, Rivers State Governor Simi Fubara has the support of most people of Rivers State and most Nigerians. All you have to do is to just sample the comments from all the videos coming out from Rivers State. You know that the people are behind Fubara because they see him as the underdog in this battle. But I don't even see him like as an underdog because the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria empowers a state governor to do a whole lot more. So the Constitution has empowered Fubara to ensure law and order in the state because he is the chief security officer of Rivers State. By his winning the 2023 governorship election in Rivers State and by emerging and being sworn in on May 29 as the governor of Rivers State, he has the constitutional powers and rights to ensure law and order and to ensure good governance in Rivers State. That is one thing that cannot be taken away from him by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that is a very important responsibility that he has. Now, talking about the demolition of the State House of Assembly, a whole lot of meanings are being read into the demolition. But one thing is clear. In early October or thereabouts, the State House of Assembly complex was bombed and was set alight. To this day, nobody knows who did it. Now, when yesterday Nigerians woke up in the morning to hear about the demolition of the complex, people were a bit apprehensive and asking what happened. But a statement that was released by the Commissioner of Information explained everything. He said that given the bombing of that place, that complex, and setting it alight by hoodlums who are yet to be identified by the security authorities, that they found out that the house, based on expert advice, has lost its integrity as a building. The integrity test that was conducted on the building indicated clearly that that building cannot be allowed to stand. It means that it poses a risk to the people of Rivers State and whoever tries to make use of the place. So that's why it was demolished. But the naysayers are saying, no, it was to prevent the lawmakers, the former PDP lawmakers who defected to the APC, ostensibly to impeach the governor, that it was because of them that the structure was demolished. People are reading all kinds of meaning. Even I was surprised when Ruben Abati, one of the anchors of programs at Arise Television, claiming that the Rivers State governor had to bring proof that it was because of integrity test that he made the demolition, that they want proof, that he has to show proof. I don't know what gave Ruben Abati the audacity to think that the Rivers State governor, the chief security officer of Rivers State, the man governing Rivers State, will have to present proof after experts had already given him the go-ahead to demolish the structure. Then he has to convince Ruben Abati and people thinking like him. He had to bring evidence to show that indeed the House of Assembly complex lost integrity test. That's not the business of Ruben Abati or anybody. And why I find it even strange is that this same Ruben Abati, when Atiku Abubakar, the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the last presidential election, was looking for proof to show that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Chicago State University certificate that he submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, that it was forged. And Atiku Abubakar went to the United States, went to Chicago to get proof. Ruben Abati was literally mocking him. Now he thinks it's necessary that they should have, Rivers State government have to show him a proof. They don't have to show him any proof. The proof is in the fact that they have demolished it, and they have told you why they demolished it. The house has failed integrity test, and that's it. That's their position on it, and I think it is sufficient enough for anyone who is in doubt. We know that in this country there is a trust deficit between the governed and the governors, or those who are in charge, because of our long history of being misinformed and being misgoverned and being governed over by the leadership of the country. So many people doubt whatever comes out of the government. But it's not for people like Ruben Abati, who is also part of the elites in the country, to now drag the governor that they want to see the paper, has to present it to them, the integrity test report that was given to him by the expert. I don't think that Fubara has any obligation on him to do that. He has given his explanation, and that his explanation is good enough for most Nigerians. The reason why they demolished the structure, and the structure has remained demolished until a better structure is put in its place, according to what the government of Rivers State has promised. Now, a very important development is the fact that several legal minds, top legal minds, senior silks in the country have continued to come out to insist that the PDP lawmakers who defected to the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State, that they have lost their seats. And they are citing Section 109, 1G of the 1999 Constitution. In summary, that section of the Constitution says that a State House of Assembly member loses his seat if before the end of his tenure he defects to another political party and there is no proof and there is no evidence or provided there is no evidence that there was crisis in the political party that sponsored him to the State House of Assembly. Now, top legal minds in the country, including Femi Falana, have taken time to show that indeed there is no crisis in the party, in the People's Democratic Party. There is no factions in the People's Democratic Party. The People's Democratic Party is intact. And what the lawmakers of PDP in Rivers State were relying on in their defection, claiming that the party is not settled, was the fact that Emmanuel Anyanwu also, I can't remember his first name, the secretary of the PDP, his leadership is being challenged in the courts. You know, Anyanwu left his position as the secretary of PDP. He left his position to go and contest for the governorship election of Imo State, which he lost woefully. And many of us know that he's not going anywhere. Ab initio. Now he left without relinquishing his position as the secretary of PDP, national secretary of the PDP. And somebody saying the secretariat of the PDP can't be left vacant while you are pursuing your personal ambition. Agreed, you have gotten the ticket of the PDP as the governorship candidate of the PDP. You cannot be running an election as the candidate of the PDP in Imo State and then be running the secretariat. I think there were issues on that he ought to vacate the position. So there was a kind of legality issue on that. But that's not a condition for you to say that PDP has faction or there are divisions in the party. It's as simple as that. The other time I saw the spokesperson of the defectors who has already ostensibly lost their seats. If we are to go by what Femi Falana said and what the Supreme Court has already ruled on the matter, saying that suddenly the PDP had found their voice, because after they defected, PDP call on INEC to conduct by-election for their replacement, that they are no longer members of the party. And the Constitution is also, the Supreme Court has already settled that matter. The position that those people were occupying is not their personal positions. These are positions that they got by virtue of being PDP candidates. And the Supreme Court has already settled that matter in the case of Amechi. That was where it was made clear that the position belonged to the party and not to the candidates. So the PDP was right in demanding that they vacate the seat. and that the Independent National Electoral Commission should conduct fresh election. It's as simple as that. They were right to do so, to make such a demand. Even the lawmakers, their godfather, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike. If you will recall, when Dave Umahi, the former governor of Ebonyi State, when he defected to the All Progressive Congress ahead of the 2023 general election, remember that Nyesom Wike, as PDP governor of Rivers State and one of the top PDP governors in the country, raised hell about the fact that Umahi has defected. He said you can go and check records of his videos of Nyesom Wike talking about the fact that the mandate belongs to the PDP and that Umahi's position had become vacant. So Nyesom Wike himself understands the fact that you cannot be elected under a particular platform and then you take the mandate of that platform and move to another party. Of course, we know there are so many inconsistencies in a lot of legal issues in Nigeria. Because you can see what happened to the case of Ifeanyi Ubah, who was elected under the YPP. Now he has defected. He was elected senator under YPP. He has now defected to the ruling All Progressive Congress. People make allusion to that and saying, okay, what about him? Well, because his own people did not have the guts to recall him, those who elected him, doesn't mean that it is the right thing that Ifeanyi Ubah did. And it's also tantamount to somebody saying that that before you arrest my own thief, you have to arrest all the thieves in Nigeria. No. It is the one that is the target at the time that will be arrested. You can't say until they arrest all the thieves in Nigeria, then your own thief that was caught should not be prosecuted or should not bear the consequences of his action. Ifeanyi Ubah might have gotten away with his own because YPP is really an insignificant player in Nigerian politics, an insignificant player even in Anambra politics. But we're talking about the PDP here. And the PDP is determined to reclaim their mandates. And they have issued a statement saying, okay, you have defected. Now, those who have defected now, according to Femi Falana, they didn't seek good legal advice. If they had, they wouldn't have defected the way they did. So, but they have to bear the consequences of their action. They have to bear the consequences of their action. Their defection is now is the cross they have to carry. And they have to now fight, perhaps up to the Supreme Court, to come back, to be able to return back to the House if the Supreme Court will change their mind. Because from my understanding of the analysis that was done by Femi Falana, their matter is a closed matter. Because Femi Falana cited cases to show that, look, these people have lost their seats. So it's now left for whether the Supreme Court will change their mind this time around. And we know that in Nigeria, especially in the present judiciary in Nigeria, anything is possible. Anything is possible. But for now, from what Femi Falana and several other authorities have said, they have lost their seats. They are no longer lawmakers. They are no longer lawmakers. And they cannot convene in any place in Rivers State under the guise that they are elected representatives of the people, going by section 109, 1G of the 1999 Constitution, which is very clear. It's not written in any, it's written in simple English that anyone can read it and understand it. So their time as lawmakers is over until Supreme Court says otherwise. Now, this ongoing battle, what does it show? This battle has shown that Fubara has the support of the people. Earlier on in the introduction of this live stream, I told you that if you sample views, comments of Nigerians across social media, wherever this issue of Rivers State is the topic of discussion, you will see that most Nigerians are with Fubara, and most people from Rivers State are with Fubara. It means that Fubara has the support of most Nigerians. He also has the support of most people of Rivers State, which is a good thing for Fubara, which is also an indication that the people of Rivers State are not in support of their former governor, Nyesom Wike, that they are not in his support. He has lost the support of Rivers State. Now he has programmed himself to lose the support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is something that I want to look at. Because when I talk about the fact that Nyesom Wike is losing both the battle and the war, it is because he's losing at home and he's losing in Abuja. Because already the pressure will be on Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do something. Already the words in the streets of Rivers State is that the reason why Nyesom Wike is doing what he's doing is because he had the backing of the federal government. He has the backing of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But already those who are analysts, who are looking this thing objectively, know that this matter is a matter that will consume Tinubu, in the sense that if he pursue this, if I allow Nyesom Wike's alleged plot to remove this governor to keep on going ahead and creating stability in Rivers State, one thing he could lead to is that he could bring out the boys from the creeks who are mostly of Ijaw extraction, which is the ethnic nationality of Fubara, to begin to do anti-economic activities that will hurt the peace in Rivers State, the environment of Rivers State, and then deny the Tinubu administration access to the resources they need to resuscitate the economy of Nigeria that they have run literally aground by their policies right now. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration cannot afford to allow any kind of instability in Rivers State or in the Niger Delta. The reason why Nigeria can be able to export up to 1.2 million barrels per day, 1.2 million barrels a day, is because militancy in the Niger Delta had really subsided from what it was. If you remember, when former President Buhari was elected in 2015, and with the euphoria of his emergence, and to show that they are now the new kids on the block, they were talking anyhow, doing anyhow, that they are going to stop amnesty program, they are going to stop this and that, they are going to do so many other things. He had just defeated the Niger Delta son, so he was stuck. They were talking anyhow, bragging how they are going to change so many things in Niger Delta. But when the Niger Delta militants responded to his administration, even himself couldn't contain them. President Buhari, who was a military man, could not contain the militants. Remember that at that time, the bombing was too much of pipelines. It was one of the things that sent the country to recession shortly after Buhari emerged as president of Nigeria. They were doing all kinds of things. Even this Tompolo that they have now given a contract to be taking care of the pipeline. They declared Tompolo wanted at that time. Tompolo was declared wanted by the Buhari administration. They splashed his names on the newspapers everywhere. Tompolo declared wanted. But at the end of the day, their head has to cool down. The same Tompolo they declared wanted, they invited him and gave him contracts to protect the pipelines. So it is something that Buhari and Tinubu has to think about. The stability of Niger Delta, the stability of Rivers State. And the Rivers State is at the core, at the center of Niger Delta. If Rivers State is at peace, you can take it for granted that Niger Delta is at peace. If Rivers State is at war, you can take it that Niger Delta is at war. It's as simple as that. So that is why Tinubu's intervention and his seeming silence in the matter is not golden. And any intervention that he's going to do, he has to take into consideration that Fubara cannot be impeached. There cannot be any intervention by the president of Nigeria that will encourage the impeachment of Fubara. In any case, those who are trying to impeach Fubara have not told Nigerians the sins of Fubara, so that we can go and look at the constitutional requirements for impeachment. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you for your comment. So they have not told Nigerians what are the sins, what offense under the 1999 Constitution that Fubara committed. So whatever peace move, or what you can call rapprochement, that Tinubu will bring on the table to resolve the matter, the impeachment of Fubara is out of the question. Fubara should not be impeached and cannot be impeached. He should be allowed to do his 4-year tenure that he was elected by the people of Rivers State. Nobody has brought evidence of embezzlement of the resources of Rivers State. Nobody has brought allegations of misconduct against him. All we are hearing is that he just have to go, that he is going. No explanation. So whatever solution that President Tinubu will bring on the table to resolve this matter, that of removing him from office is out of the question. And from the opinion of Rivers people, it's also out of the question. It's out of the question. Already, there are videos of Asare Dokubo. You know that Asare Dokubo was a major and staunch supporter of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I have seen video that Asare Dokubo recently released on this matter. And he made some very important points in terms of what is developing. He said that as far as the job people are concerned, they already see that Tinubu is against them. He narrated how he suffered to convince his people to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said that Tinubu has treated the judge badly in terms of appointment. That's what he's alleging. And he was claiming that the judges are ready to defend Fubara, and that Fubara don't need to give them anything, that they are motivated, they are ready to defend him. And if somebody like Asare Dokubo, who is a supporter of Tinubu, if you recall, Asare Dokubo has shown support to Bola Ahmed Tinubu in terms of visiting him in the presidential villa Abuja, of course, which many people did not like, especially when Asare Dokubo took advantage of that position to address the press like a visiting leader of that kind of thing. People didn't like it because in that particular video he was talking down on people, talking down even on the Nigerian military, accusing them of being responsible for vandalization and siphoning of oil in the Niger Delta, and made some wild allegations, including claiming that it was his boys that are responsible for the relative peace that we are witnessing in the country, including the peace along Kaduna Abuja highway, that it was his boys that restored peace or security around that area, which was really outrageous for many people, saying it at the State House and all that. So he has visited Tinubu, and you could see that Tinubu was apparently happy to receive him. We all see how Asare Dokubo mobilized Niger Delta militants to come to Abuja to show solidarity to Bola Ahmed Tinubu when all this, during the tribunal cases, during the dispute over the election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which was at the Presidential Election Petition Court, at the Appeal Court, and up to the Supreme Court. He used to mobilize them to come around to Abuja to show solidarity to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So for somebody like him to now release a video talking about the fact that nobody can stop these Ijaw youths, nobody can stop this Ijaw youths, and he was telling Tinubu that because of one man, he was making reference to the Minister of the FCT. If you allow things to get out of hand in Rivers State, that will be consequences. That will be consequences. So that's enough to show you where the thing is headed. And what that means is this: if Nyesom Wike is not careful, Tinubu is going to sacrifice him to ensure peace in Rivers State and Niger Delta. When I'm talking about that Nyesom Wike is losing the war and the battle, that is what I'm looking at. He may be sacrificed to ensure peace in Rivers State and Niger Delta. And once he is sacrificed, that is the end politically. The only reason that Nyesom Wike is relevant to Tinubu is because Tinubu is looking at him as the godfather of Rivers State, who will help him once again to do what they did in 2023 presidential election. We are against the run of play, and of course against the calculations by the BBC and the Premium Times, which showed that Peter Obi of Labour Party won Rivers State. They were able to make INEC to declare that it was Tinubu that won it. They were able to, convince INEC, whatever they did, to show that people of Rivers State voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if he is hoping that Nyesom Wike will do the same thing again in 2027 for him. But if Nyesom Wike is no longer the leader that he was when he was governor in Rivers State, he will serve no purpose. He will be of no purpose to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And already I could see that Fubara is showing a lot of respect to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And being the person now that holds the levers of power in Rivers State, he is in a better position to be able to do for Tinubu what Nyesom Wike did for him in Rivers State in 2027. So Fubara can easily cut out a deal with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, and his position will be solidified. Because already, as I said, it will be a very unpopular move for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to support anything that will remove Fubara from power. Fubara has the support of Rivers people. Fubara has the support of the Ijaw nation beyond even Rivers State. Now, as I have heard, and from what Asare Dokubo said, Fubara has become the rallying point of the Ijaw nation nationwide. And when the Ijaws have coalesced together under one issue, you can bet that they are not going to rest until what they are looking for, they get it. They are very tenacious in whatever they are doing, and whatever is their problem, their challenge, to face it squarely. So that is the situation. That is the situation. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, cannot afford crisis in Niger Delta and in Rivers State. So you can see that with Bola Ahmed, with the Minister of FCT losing his grip in Rivers politics and likely to lose relevance at the center, he is losing both the battle and the war. Now, this is an issue that could have been better handled between him and Fubara. But you can see that Fubara himself doesn't want war. We have seen him severally where he kowtowed to the minister, insisting that his minister is his oga. That should be a clear indication that the man don't want war. But now, with what the lawmakers did in defecting to the APC, it means that they are not done yet, and they will not be done yet until they impeach Fubara. And like I said somewhere else, only a tree that should be told that is going to be cut down, and the tree will continue to stand there until they go and bring the cutlass or the sword to put it down. not a human being. And Fubara has shown that he cannot be cut down like that tree. He has to do something to protect the mandate given to him by the people of Rivers State. It is what is happening in Rivers State is a classic case and a lesson to godfathers. Godfathers must learn to play their card well. Godfathers must also learn to be patient with their godsons. And godfathers must allow their godsons to breathe when they are in power. At the root of the whole thing, from what those of us who are watching from afar, looking inside, is the fact that Fubara has been a yes man for so long. He has been a yes man for so long. In fact, one of the people that have looked into this matter was talking about the fact that most of the members of the cabinet of Fubara were all appointed by his godfather. And that it was only the commissioner for information, according to what the person said, that was appointed by the governor. And the godfather, it was said, was not even happy about that. From the chief of staff to commissioners and virtually everything running the government. And you can understand that that is likely to be the truth. Why is it likely to be the truth? You can see the ease with which 27 lawmakers deserted the governor, because apparently all these lawmakers, even their forms may have been bought by the then governor. Even the present governor himself, it's alleged also that his form was bought by the same sources. So it's apparent of the grip that the former governor has in the state. But power is transient. Once a man has been sworn in, holding the holy book and the constitution empowers him, he has been sworn in, he's a different man altogether. The power that has been vested on him by the constitution is what will determine what he will do next. And it's also always good for beneficiaries of the confidence of godfathers to stick by the constitution, because the constitution is far more important than whatever private agreement they reach with their godfathers. And I have also learned that even Fubara was not enthusiastic to be governor of Rivers State. He had to be persuaded to even take up the position. It wasn't something that he was looking forward to. He didn't fight for it. Those who fought for the PDP ticket were shoved aside. So he was not desperate to be governor. But now that he is governor, he has to do what will benefit the generality of the state. One analyst said that part of the problem between him and his godfather was that Fubara went to resuscitate Songhai Farm. You know, Songhai Farm was an initiative of the former governor of Rivers State, Chibike Rotimi Amechi. According to that source, the immediate past governor was not happy that Fubara was given recognition to a project that was the brainchild of Chibuike Amechi. But the truth of the matter remains, that project was started and done with the money of Rivers State. Does it mean that Fubara would allow it to continue to remain a waste for 8 years? That thing was a wasted resources under Wike, just because he don't want to give any kind of credit to Amechi, that Amechi did anything in Rivers State. But that Songhai farm is a job creator. A job creator that will empower the local people and increase agricultural productivity in the state. And Fubara found that there's a need to resuscitate it, to bring it on stream. After all, government is a continuum. Because Nyesom Wike didn't want to continue with the projects of Amechi, doesn't mean that another person that had come in, who have seen the economic viability of this particular project, will also ignore it or reject it altogether. And I have been told that people of Rivers State are happy with that resuscitation of the Songhai farm and many other things that Fubara is doing. And that is what has won him the love and the support of Rivers State people in this ongoing supremacy battle between him and the Minister of the FCT. And at the end of the day, it is the people that is the key. It is the people that is the key. The people are showing that they support Fubara, that they were the ones that elected him, and they are giving him the confidence to continue to assert himself. And they have not seen anything wrong with him in terms of administering their state. And because the man is quiet, people are taking it for granted that he's just like a lamb that could be taken to the slaughter. It's not like that. It's not going to be like that. And it will not be like that. Because once you become the governor of Rivers State, you are a very powerful person. You are a very powerful person. All the history of politics in Nigeria, in this republic, since 1999, has shown the enormous power that comes from being the governor of Rivers State. Rivers State is an oil-rich state. Rivers State is awash with petrodollar. So whoever is the governor of Rivers State has the war chest to face any battle. This battle going on can consume any governor, but it is difficult for it to consume the governor of Rivers State. Since 1999, anybody who had been governor of Rivers State had been powerful in Nigerian politics. So anybody who is betting on Fubara losing this battle, the person doesn't know the power inherent in Rivers State politics. You can see the budget of Rivers State that was passed by the lawmakers, that was presented to the lawmakers, the ones that didn't defect, by the governor. A budget of over 800 billion naira. That's probably outside of that of Lagos, that's about 2.something trillion. The next biggest budget is that of Rivers State. And the Rivers State is a state where the governors have always not allowed any godfather to be on their neck, unlike Lagos. And it was that Lagos kind of idea that Nyesom Wike want to bring upon this man that is bringing the problem in Rivers State. Look, when Dr. Peter Odele was the governor of Rivers State, there was no godfather breathing down on the neck of Peter Odele. Peter Odele ran Rivers State for 8 years on his own accord. No godfather was telling him what to do. And he did his best for Rivers State and was influential in national politics to the extent that he was touted to be the successor to President Olusegun Obasanjo. And he was primed to take the position. But for the allegation of the EFCC against him at that time, and then for the fact also that geopolitically, it wouldn't have been nice for after 8 years of Obasanjo, a southern president, for Odele, another person from the south, to be his successor. It doesn't look good as far as I can see. But one of the core reasons, which even people like Olusegun Adeniyi identified in one of his books, is the fact that the EFCC report on him, which was allegedly presented to Obasanjo, and Obasanjo, felt there's a need to look into the matter. That was what was alleged to have set him aside. And then Obasanjo now picked Umar Musa Yar'Adua, the then governor of Katsina State, to be his successor. So you can imagine the power that Odele wielded to be at the level where Obasanjo could spot him that this guy is good to go as a successor. And that's because Rivers State is awash with money for development, which is available for any governor. And if you look at also Rotimi Chibuike Amaechi, you can see how he fought to get his mandate back. It is because of Rotimi Amaechi that we now know that the victory in an election belongs to the party and not to the candidate. Now Amaechi replaced Omeha. Because Omeha was elected the governor, but Amaechi was able to prove through the Supreme Court that he was the duly elected governor, that he was the real candidate of the PDP. But Amaechi, despite his closeness to Odele, it was Odele that made him speaker for 8 years. Speaker for 8 years. And Odele's influence mattered in Amaechi. Imagine the candidate of the PDP before the whole thing was turned upside down and Omeha was declared that he was then the candidate of the PDP. And Amaechi quietly went to court and was in the court until the Supreme Court declared him the rightful winner of the election. Now, when Amaechi was governor for 8 years, there was no godfather breathing down on the neck of Amaechi. No godfather was telling Amaechi what to do. And that was because nobody could be able to just muzzle the governor of Rivers State. Even Odele, who was his boss, who was at the center of his emerging from nowhere to somebody, went and was quiet in Rivers politics throughout the time of Amaechi. Odele was not seen in public in terms of appearing in public function and all that. He minded his private businesses. And Amaechi did 8 years and was very powerful. Amechi was the reason why the PDP was destroyed before the 2015 election. And that was because there's a lot of resources for the governor of Rivers State to assert himself both internally and externally. And it is strongly believed that the resources of Rivers State was instrumental in Buhari defeating Jonathan in 2015. And Amechi was the campaign director general 2015-2019. So you can see the history of people that Fubara is sitting on the seat that they have sat before. Even Nyesom Wike himself, there was no godfather breathing down on his neck for 8 years. He was bestrutting the streets of Rivers State like the proverbial colossus. He determines who gets what in Rivers State. Nobody was breathing down on his neck and tell him what to do. He was the boss of the bosses. Nobody was breathing down on it. And that power of Rivers State governor was also on display. It was on display very clearly. You could see the hand of Nyesom Wike in the PDP presidential primaries in 2019 and in 2023. And when he was interested in becoming the candidate of the party in 2023, and he didn't get it, you can see what he did to PDP. Today, PDP is almost a shadow of itself. All thanks to Nyesom Wike and the so-called G5 governors of the PDP. Thanks to him. And how was he able to do it? Because he was the governor of Rivers State. And being governor of Rivers State gives you a lot of leverage in Nigerian politics because you have access to a lot of resources to assert yourself both internally and externally. Just look at Nyesom Wike. As governor of Rivers State, you can go and check if there is any governor in Nigeria that was doing live television transmission, syndicated transmission of interviews with AIT, with channels, with TVC, all at the same time. From time to time, you see him, you can see at the run-up to the election, how many live interviews he granted. All those live interviews, they are not free. They are not free. Which governor was able to do that? But it was a mere routine activity under Nyesom Wike as governor of Rivers State because of the kind of resources available to Rivers State governor. And that resources that is available to Rivers State governor is now in the hands of Fubara. That resources is in the hands of Fubara. The so-called structure that people used to talk about, and Nyesom Wike is talking about, that Fubara is neglecting the structure. The structure, as P2B has shown to Nigerians, is actually the people. The real structure is the people. The real structure is the people. And Fubara has the people of Rivers State with him. Fubara has the people of Rivers State with him. So he has the structure. So he has what Bola Ahmed Tinubu will need in 2027. He has it. So he is in a better position. He's in a stronger position. And there is little anyone can do about it. Fubara will exercise the authority in Rivers State, that same authority that Peter Odile had exercised for 8 years. That same authority that Rotimi Chibikambe had exercised for 8 years. That same authority that Nyesom Wike had exercised for 8 years. That authority is now in the hands of Fubara, and Fubara has the people behind him. He is wielding that part, that power. He has not started displaying it. He has not yet started displaying it. To me, the demolition of the House of Assembly is just a tip of the iceberg on the powers that are available to Fubara. That same power was once with Nyesom Wike. That same power was once with Amechi. That same power was once with Odile. It is now in the hands of Fubara. He is going to display it. He's going to use it in the interest of the people. From all indication, he's going to apply it. He's going to apply it, and he's ready to apply it. He's not talking much. Ordinarily, if Nyesom Wike were in his shoes, you would have seen him invite NTA, invite Channels Television, invite AIT, invite TVC, invite Arise TV to be doing continuous interviews to express himself about what's going on. But you can see he's a reserved person. He can afford it. The same way that Nyesom Wike was able to afford all those kind of live interviews with all these media organizations, he can afford it. Because that same resources that could give Nyesom Wike the leverage to state his case to the Nigerian people. Fubara has those resources now. You can also count the number of live television chats that Nyesom Wike had as governor, where he used in talking down on Yacha Ayu, then as the chairman of the party, and then on the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, and all that. So it is a fact. It is a fact. It's a fact. He was able to use the resources of Rivers State to be able to express himself, to assert himself. He was able to do that as governor of Rivers State. That same power, that same resources is now in the hands of Fubara. All those things he was able to do as governor of Rivers State in terms of public relations, Fubara can do it now. He has the resources. He has the resources of Rivers State in his hands. And not just the resources, he also has the people, which is the most important. He has them. And when you have the resources and you have the people, your position is strengthened. And that's how I see it. Fubara's position is strengthened, had been strengthened by the people's backing and by the resources behind him. And it is in the interest of Bola Tinubu to be on the side of Fubara instead of being inside of Nyesom Wike. And it is in the interest of peace and security of Niger Delta and the Rivers State for President Bola Tinubu to be on the side of Fubara than to be on the side of Abuja politicians like Nyesom Wike. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thank you for being part of this live stream. And I hope that we gain one or two insights from what I've just said about the situation in Rivers State, and looking at what is unfolding and the way forward. And I think that this matter can easily be resolved through President Bola Tinubu, but there will be no resolution that can resonate with the people of Rivers State in which Fubara will be sacrificed. Fubara cannot be sacrificed, should not be sacrificed. For what? He has not done anything wrong. Nigerians and the Rivers State people have not been told what he did wrong against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That being said, it's expected that Fubara will win this battle. He will win the battle and the war, and Wike will lose the battle and the war. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.